press all the buttons to get the overlay set up here real quick, guys. Oops, nope, I just turned that off, turn that on. We're ready to go. Yikes.
Yeah.
All right, well, welcome back, one and all. We are in this Best of 7 North America, not just America Showmatch series. Again, we got people from all over North America. We had Fog representing Canada. We got 4 Americans. Of course, Jim Rising stepping up later to represent Mexico. But this was a Best of 7. And again, big shout out to one of our Twitch subscribers, Ikaij, who made this match happen, who made this day happen. Again, without him, we wouldn't be having this Best of 7, and we wouldn't be having this day for you all to enjoy. But,
spirit of the best of 7,
right?
Might as well be a best of 7 pool.
Yeah, right. Exactly what I was gonna kind of joke into. But okay, let's do this quickly. Spawning in the lower left corner of the map, going for a very early pool. The red Zerg player from IVD Gaming, No Regrets.
And his opponent spawning in the top right corner, representing Team Root Gaming. It is Caliber.
Look at all those fancy sponsors. Who are these Twitch guys?
I know, right? Right?
Never heard of them. Are they like a Zubu?
Owned on 3D. Wait.
No, hang on. I didn't do this right last time, because I could try it again. Let's hope there's no regrets for this earlier pool, because this is a really ballsy move to make. He goes for the double supply thing, so he doesn't have to build an overlord right away. This is about as early as it's going to get, and quite frankly, Caliber, who's going for the Forge Expand, probably won't have anything down in time. He's going to have to fully wall this off instead of going for the cannon.
Yeah, I mean, he sent it out, the probe to scout. Knows exactly what's coming, so I mean, geez, it might even just be here to get the cannon up. You know, that gateway won't let it finish, but will he be able to kill the pylon before?
Yeah, like he has to buy time, and the pylon's gonna be the thing that goes down. The cannon's gonna start, but if he can make it so once it finishes, it can't shoot anything. That's just as good as killing it.
I agree, and this is gonna be a really rough situation for Caliber. He may lose a pylon here, and I mean.
Okay, I like the second one started immediately.
Yeah.
But he goes for the surface area on this one gateway. Now this is a rare scenario. You guys don't see 6 pools, you don't see 7 pools. These earlier pools don't come out often. But the idea is that this is supposed to get in there new damage very, very quickly. But it didn't work out. Caliber saw this coming, and had it not been a probe scout, these lings would not have died to the cannon.
Yeah. Wow, I mean, if he had even gone for a gateway first, usually you don't even send it out until that time, right? So he's going in.
This is problematic. If he didn't go for the pylon block, I'd say at least Caliber could try and macro out of this. Or not Caliber, No Regret could, but yeah, that pylon.
Oh my god.
That pylon.
So you go for another build that puts you behind, and then this pylon here puts you even more behind, so he's gonna have to destroy that and then put down the hatchery. And Caliber just is off to a great start, already at 17 probes, and has that Force Fast Expand opening. He's just gonna be good. I mean, what is No Regret gonna do? He can't just go into a standard game here and try to out macro.
Right,
Caliber.
like this is a game where if you saw the Forge Fast Expand, you just go for that fast third hatchery. But perhaps No Regret's ways have not changed quite as much in the last year from the last time I saw him. Because this was a really ballsy move that was really high risk with mediocre reward at best.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you guys have to consider, too, like, let's say those 6 lings had broken through the gateway, cannon wasn't done, and he gets to the main, or if the cannon finishes even, it's 5 lings to get to the main.
Yep.
You can kind of use probes to fight that, and if microed correctly, you handle it pretty well. So, again, like, there's the chance that this could have worked out, but it was a very low chance in the first place.
Yeah, and it usually doesn't do game-ending damage unless, like, say, if he didn't scout it, and he did go for a Nexus first or something, and just wasn't gonna scout, you know, just play super greedy and doesn't really care, doing his own build, not really caring what his opponent is doing. But that wasn't the case, and Caliber did scout it immediately, and No Regret went full in on it with the double the double extractor cancel, of course. But he's getting speed here, and that's typically not something you'd see this early, especially against a Force Fast Expand. So I wonder what he's gonna utilize that with.
Okay, so this probe's been left over here. I kind of feel like Caliber should cannon the third. He's definitely, I would say almost definitely not going to, because he's focusing on the Stargate. He doesn't have the money for it, just plain and simple, but something I think could have been really nasty for Noregret to have to deal with.
Well, that probe has been like Metal Gear Soliding Snake Eater this whole game. He was actually in the way bottom right before, and he somehow snuck into that that third location. So probe gonna come in here and scout a bit more, and not gonna get too much info. Well, he's nope, doesn't really see anything. And what is really nice that he didn't, because there's about to be about a bunch of lings popping out here. Don't know how many exactly. 16 in
16? I was gonna say, you could look at the production tab, man. It's like...
No, I meant at the main, though. The ones that were at the main.
Oh, yeah, don't do math on stream, even though it's simple. It
No.
but...
Yeah.
Alright, so he's got about 22 lings out right now. This is not gonna break Caliber. I actually really like the Void Ray coming out right now. This is gonna clear up Overlords, but also it'll work versus Lings. You see Oracles come out versus Lings, guys, and Oracles are the absolute most damage you're gonna get out of a Stargate versus Zerglings, but the problem is they're so limited by their energy that they end up not being that super effective.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how this is gonna go. The Void Ray is gonna be out of position, only ever so slightly, gonna kill that Overlord.
I'm tripping out right now. That was some green beams because of the yellow in the background mixing with the blue beam.
Oh, whoa, I totally missed. Damn.
Okay, Zealot gonna go down, sadly. If you can get the +1 weapons, that's gonna be quite key. There's no sentries available, and a full wall comes down behind this. The Void Ray's a little late to the party. The Mothership Core was gone and exposed. This is gonna cost Caliber his +1 weapons.
It will, and where is it? There it is. It does have enough for a Photon Overcharge, but will he use it? He may even feel like he doesn't need... Oh, we gotta get that Forge.
I was gonna say, I don't think he needed to pop the Overcharge.
Yeah, I think he was fine.
He had already taken the losses that were gonna happen, regardless of whether the Overcharge went down or not, but that was a bit rough.
Yeah,
it's such a insignificant loss because workers weren't killed, right? The Nexus didn't go down, but stopping +1 weapon upgrades, that's kind of how you make up for that difference from earlier on in the game. Because if there had been a follow-up attack of Void Rays and +1 Zealots, Caliber is just going to win this game because Noregret has nothing that can deal with that. But now he's actually going to be in this. He can contend.
Yeah, he's droning up. Well, he's making Overlords, and now he did lose that Overlord, but I'm assuming he's going to start droning up as he does get his lair. And I mean, of course, Caliber had to spend all those pylons. You know, how much money did he spend just so he can never be supply blocked for the next, like, 5 minutes, pretty much. You know, they're not going to really be able to be used, so I would say that kind of, it's those little weird, awkward things that are going to get Noregret back into the game, if anything.
There's no sentries, actually, so the cannons are completely not covered. And the Void Rays and the Mothership Core, again, out of position. He's trying to bring them back home. He was trying to send them across the map to harass, but yeah, the cannons are going to go down.
And those are the only cannons that are there. So, obviously he's not going to break that pylon wall, but still, you know, getting some damage done with those lings that he had on the map. Gotta get any type of damage you can get done when you make Zerg units instead of drones. So. But look at this, though. 48 drones. He's caught up on the economy. 52 at the moment, getting his lair. And opting to get that. Did he go for the Roach Horn or no? Just going to go Ling Hydra, it seems.
Caliber is breaking out. Paging Fear Dragon.
Shout out.
Anybody? Okay, I don't play Hades game. But, alright, so this was kind of an unfortunate scenario. His wall's been kind of choked hardcore here. Like, there's no easy way around this due to the pylon wall. But at the same time, it's still mostly just Zerglings. Now, the Hydra's Den is completing at this time, and Noregret's going to have some stuff that can deal with the Void Rays, but if we're going to be quite honest, guys, +1 Zealots, granted they don't have charge, which kind of sucks, but +1 Zealots accompanied by Void Rays can actually deal with Hydralisks not too poorly.
Well, the +1 Carapace is going to be the choice that Noregret does go for, and that could be a nice choice there, because, of course, it does negate the fact that the Zealots would have that +1, but I don't even know. I'm wondering if Caliber's going to do some kind of attack. I feel like the third is a bit too established right now. So he is going to continue and just go ahead and get his own third.
I've never looked at a Hydralist Den before, but this is the grossest thing in the world.
Look at it go.
Ugh, I know.
Wow.
I don't even know what that is.
Of a Mutalisk. And
right, like what is that used? Because the Hydras don't come out of the den, right? Like what do they claw through the hole and become born? Like, ugh. It's just gross.
It's pretty nasty, but hey, man.
The sound I imagine it's making while it's transforming things. Anyways, third base coming up. We got some crazy SimCity coming outside this base. We got a cannon down already, a second one on the way, and of course the Void Rays and the Zealots to guard this. Not a problem to hold off Lings, but again, the Hydralist count is really what's going to influence this the most. There's going to be a lot of Hydralists coming out of Noregret, and quite frankly, Caliber's army supply is not that scary. Not only because it's low in actual supply, but there's almost no sentries to keep those Hydralisks back. The Colossus are going to come out, and they're just going to get... he's going to walk on top of them, is the bottom line.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to have the extended thermal lance by the time this attack hits. How many will there even be out? There's only going to be one Colossus that's out, and it's only going to be in one position, and look at how much Caliber does have to defend.
Hang on, he just had to burn a recall, or that's not a big deal in and of itself, but that means it's one less overcharge. Only one of these Nexus are going to be covered by this. And while it's great that he's got all these gateways out, he's got 9 gateways with not enough economy to really produce from all 9 at the same time.
Yeah, it literally is just a SimCity here, and Noregret gonna go ahead and try to break this wall down, but there are a few sentries. They're gonna go ahead. Nice positioning on those force fields.
Still don't extend thermal lance though. So the groove spines can reach the Colossus. If the Colossus can shoot the Hydras can shoot back. But that force field count from Caliber is really nice. The Void Rays stand strong above this, and the Colossus did not go down. Noregret just threw away a lot of army supply into this for very little in return. I think he got a cannon.
I think he got like a gateway, maybe.
Yeah, I think he got like one gateway and 2 cannons.
But behind it though, Noregret is going to be getting that gold. He's up to he's only 59 drones, but if he starts transferring a few to that gold, he can kind of make up for it a little bit. But
I mean, that's the weird thing you gotta consider. This comes off the back of a 7 pool. Someone like Noregret technically should have been so far out of this game he had no chance for cover. But here we are on 4 bases, and one of them is gold.
Yeah, that's actually nice. So I mean, you're looking at a pretty good macro game where it's not just the Protoss player, you know, deciding when he wants to go and kill the Zerg. This is actually, you know, I feel like Caliber can't just move out and kill Noregret. Not, you know, he sees the gold base and can't really punish it yet.
This game is full NA, says their chat. I would have to agree, but only because of the way that it opened more than anything else. Like
the pylon, the amount of pylons that were made, it was pretty ridiculous.
Right? Like, I kind of wish you would have spelled out NA with the pylons. How sick would that have been if that like ended up being the coincidence of the way they lived?
Yeah, I was thinking with the Zealots positioning too. That was kind of a line too.
Yeah,
so
he's kind of got like an N going on right now.
Oh man.
Alright, more circles coming across the map. Sadly, this is like Ling Hydra is not a bad composition, but it's one that relies so heavily on creep spread and on your opponent not having the composition that Caliber currently has.
Yeah, it's really good at canceling the third as well. You don't stay on it, and it's really good at dealing with you know, robo-based all-ins that aren't Colossus-based. So, like the Immortal ones, and this is not though. This is a Caliber gearing up for a macro game, getting the Colossus count up to 3, already adding Phoenixes as well. But the Spire is finished for Noregret too. So.
You know, actually, interesting thing being brought up in chat. I'm just gonna extrapolate it a little bit. Someone said Colossus do fly. They just have legs so they can land. Can you imagine if the Colossus was a flying unit and the legs were just kind of like dangling on the ground? They didn't really walk. That's just like dragging their feet, so to speak.
Yeah, that would be nuts.
I mean, I love the concept that there's a unit in this game that's so tall that it's considered an air unit.
Mm-hmm.
But
is the only one that is that way, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
There's no other unit that is like the Colossus in that sense.
Do you know Colossus have mustaches?
Do they? Let me see it. Oh, I'm so glad that he just moved forward for me. Thank you.
It's the stupidest, smallest thing in the world.
Wow.
I don't understand. Like those antennae are just so weird looking.
Right there. It is.
Anyways, getting back more on point though, the Corruptor count's looking pretty decent. However, there's a lot of Phoenixes and Void Rays that you certainly cannot move in.
Here, I have no regret, and there's no detection here.
Ooh, that's a bit nasty. He's gonna start bleeding.
These DTs are gonna do a lot of damage. Few going to the natural as well. Oh my god, there's no detection.
Oh wow, this is gonna catch him completely off guard. But you know what? He's on 5 bases, and one of them is a gold. So even losing a couple drones here and there, this actually almost helps because it cleans up a lot of the army supply or the worker supply, so it can get a bigger army value. But that's kind of what I was gonna talk about. Like, the Corruptors are a nice choice, and they're much better than Vipers in this situation. But the problem is with the Void Ray count and the Phoenix count being what it is, he's going to have to actively focus fire down these Colossus first and foremost. And if he doesn't, if he just A moves in with those Corruptors, he's going to lose that engagement 100%.
Yeah, and he almost has to rely that the Colossus are in front so they can at least poke at him. But yeah, I don't know, man. This is going to be 3 Void Rays are in production at a time here. Colossus are not going to be the answer. I don't even think that Noregret knows. Yeah, I don't think Noregret has any idea.
You know, it's funny. I think Zerg have the easiest time getting air units out, but ultimately they kind of have like the worst air composition out of most of the races.
I know.
Like Sky Terran and Sky Toss, once it gets out of control, it's really hard to get back under control. But one thing I do kind of wish we would see, I mean, he's got the Infestation Pit, but he never went for Pathogen Glands. You got to consider, with this many Phoenix and this many Void Rays, look at them constantly clumping up as he moves. One fungal growth would dictate an insane engagement.
Yeah, but look at this creep spread here from Noregret too. He is not slacking on that at all. It's already at the Zelnaga Watchtower. Oh man, yeah, but I mean, if he did get Infestors out with this, that would be really nice.
Yeah, like I think his composition is not bad, honestly, but I wish he'd throw away these Lings and use that supply for Infestors instead. But Pathogen Glands hasn't even begun.
Yeah. So that's a lot of Void Rays. I don't think, I mean, to be honest, I really don't think that Noregret knows. So as soon as he does see that amount of Void Rays, you can start to worry a bit and know that Hydras are not the answer, especially with that amount of Colossus as well. So this is going to be a really scary push. I mean, I don't know if Caliber's going to actually push or just take this base and kind of chill.
What was that?
Build this.
What was that queen even doing? It's like, oh, there's a Colossus! Stand back! I've got this!
Picked up like a creep tumor and threw it at the Colossus, but it didn't really work too well.
There's actually a probe on hold position here. Kind of a cool move out of Caliber.
Where is it?
At the natural entrance. It's blocking the DTs and the Zealots from killing the Zerglings, but also the Zerglings from going to the base. It's a very subtle thing, but you don't see a lot of people actually do this. The wall's usually open and exposed, and it's like, surprise, you better try and warp in a Zealot, but too late.
Yeah.
That's a lot of cannons coming down. This is going to hurt a lot, actually. The cannons they're so good at zoning out Corruptors, because a lot of the time, your army dives past the ground units, and if the cannons have no Hydras to shoot, they're going to kill the Corruptors.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's going to try to deal with these cannons one way or another, and it seems like the Great Aspire is on the way, and like, kind of what we saw in the last series, with this amount of Void Rays out, and 3 Stargates already out, I don't know if the Fleet Beacon is out, but it's going to be a really easy transition, I feel like, as soon as the Broodlords are do their initial damage. So hopefully he'll be able to do some good damage with it.
I don't like the Broodlords, though. Honestly, this is... like, your opponent's already producing off Skytoss. He can make Tempest so easily. The Broodlords will never be the true threat of this game.
Yeah,
but,
and with 9 of them on the way, you better do something with them.
Right, but I think...
Red's gone.
Oh, the Dark Templar did take that off. Sorry, I missed that what was going on. But I was going to say, you know, the bottom line is the Broodlords will at least force fights better than the Corruptors possibly could. But as we see, the Corruptors are busy shooting at the Phoenixes, shooting at the Void Rays. The Void Rays are just going to get right on top of the Broodlords.
God.
And where's the Hydralisks that are meant to guard these?
Oh, they were going to try to defend that 4th base that went down. It was lost cause, and oh my god.
These are way too expensive to throw away. Each of these Broodlords is like one of the most expensive units in the game, and he throws somebody in the way for nothing.
Oh no!
This is game, I feel. Like, even if he remaxes, he's not even trying. He's got a 7k bank, and he's not making a single unit right now.
No, he's not. What is he gonna make? He doesn't really know what to make.
I think that's the thing. He didn't know what to go for. Now, he kills off the ground, and honestly, this remax of Corruptors and Lings will work. But he's still gonna deal with the Zealots. He's gonna lose his gold. He's lost his 4th while this is happening. This one Corruptor is awkwardly shooting the one Colossus. Kill the one that's got 16 HP! Like, come on! Come on over here! What you doing?
With the Phoenixes over here, and not gonna really even kill any of them. Look at him go. That Corruptor is... oh, he's gonna get it, man.
He will actually get it now, but that's only because Caliber repositioned himself. Like, if Caliber had just stayed there, he would never killed it.
Here you go.
Okay, so here's the problem with Remax on Lings, right? No upgrades invested in this at all. None whatsoever. Yeah. There's no Adrenal Glands, no +1. DT's still wreaking havoc. I'm surprised. I'm honestly shocked Noregret was caught so off guard by DTs. Like, that's what's losing this game. It's not the Colossus attack. It's not the Void Rays of the Phoenix. It wasn't even the Broodlords going down. It's the DT's base sniping.
Yeah, and the fact that Caliber's able to get his gold base up now, too. And also cut off the bases of Noregret. I mean, look at this. Noregret is only mining off of one base right now. Pretty much.
Well, the other thing too is look at this Tempest mothership itself, not even mothership core. I mean, Caliber already has the counter to what's on the map. There's just no dealing with this at this point. You max out Corruptors, great, fantastic. Caliber beats you with 3/3 Zealots.
Yep. And I mean, yeah, it happens too. I feel like stemming off from that 7 pool, where you just focus on getting back in the game, that you overlook these things like getting a Spore Crawler in each base, and it just you know, catches you completely off guard.
You know, there's a lot of opportunities this game too where Caliber didn't really have a big army supply, and the only reason Noregret was being staved off is because he kept trying to dive through the natural. Like, I can't help but, like, you know, focus on the third. Whoa, what's going on with these probes? There's seriously like 19 probes here in this one spot.
Oh,
yeah, select them all. Look, they're freaking out. See?
Whoa!
Magic just happened.
Like holding different color stuff. Like one has gas, one has a blue
mineral, I think what happened was they tried to mine before the Nexus was complete, so they were still trying to return to this Nexus this whole time.
Wow.
But anyways, getting back to my point though, like, there's opportunities where roaches could run around the map. There's only one cannon defending this, you know? So distract
Especially when he got the cannons. Remember when he killed the cannons in the gateway, so...
Right, yeah, like, there was no follow-up to that. And that's what I kind of just, like, no regret. Like, there's opportunities he could have exploited, but he got... I don't know why he felt he needed to play defensive, but that definitely wasn't the case.
Yeah. And, well... I mean, he got his gold base up. His other bases are all up and running. Caliber never really followed up on that yet. He's kind of just chilling, getting his big air army out. He's doing the full transition, it seems. The mothership is already done. What is the upgrades? Yeah, +3. No, that's on the Archon. +1, actually, is the only one that is here.
Wait, what are you talking about?
for the air army of Caliber.
Oh.
He's just literally transitioning into this ridiculous air army now.
I'm like,
I was
you just
wondering
get-
why he didn't go and kill Noregret after killing those bases.
I think it was partially a safety thing, though. He realized like all of his army was air, and honestly, a straight up Corruptor transition beats out what most Protoss have in the air. But yeah, now he's got way more than that. He's got Temple underneath this too, so storms are gonna be coming down to plenty on top of units that clump like crazy. The Roaches are not really a 28-minute in the game type units, but they've got their place if you can kind of go around the map with them. However, that's not been the case. And again, there's Dark Templar guarding everywhere. Cannons coming down. I hate to say it, but I don't think Noregret can win at this point unless he takes the world's most perfect engagement, and Caliber can't remax for some strange reason.
Yeah, and once more, 6 Broodlords on the way, and
They're
they're gonna be even more useless. They're just really not the answer that he needs here. Like getting the engagement that he needed would be like a sick fungal with like Swarm Host or something pecking away, while the Corruptors kill everything after the Archons are dead.
I mean, okay, I like this Roach attack. This sort of dive is what I wanted to see like forever ago, but a big recall goes down.
Wow.
And the air army transitions back home. Now, I was gonna say the Tempest. It only takes 3 shots to kill the Broodlord, guys, and that's without upgrades. These have upgrades. They're even more dangerous than ever. The Void Rays here are too numerous, and this is not Wings of Liberty. The Broodlords don't work. Not without proper support, and Corruptors are not the support you need. Again, think something like a fungal growth. Can you imagine trying to keep an Overseer alive in this army to detect these units? That's not gonna happen.
Almost impossible. That's like, just look at the army. It's just so scary to even look at. And I just don't know, man. If you even look at the army, of course, of Noregret, then it's just the Roaches have already been killed. They didn't do what they wanted to do. Maybe hoping to snipe a base or so, get some attention off while he does remax on something better. But he's remaxing on Lings, and that's not what you want to remax on if you were trying to at least free supply with the Roaches. I mean, even Queens would be a better bet at this point, I would think, if you're trying to dump minerals.
Actually, it sounds silly, but the transfuses would be pretty damn effective, especially against Void Rays.
Oh.
Actually, I remember the first time I dealt with transfuse against Void Rays. So frustrating because you can't. You literally you can have like 11 Void Rays overcharged, and you won't kill the Corruptor if there's enough transfuses going down.
Yeah, it makes the Corruptor so not as bad, but I mean, the Corruptor is really only bad because if you engage right then and you stay there with the. Oh, well, keep that in mind. There comes a storm, and
storms.
Alignment. It's that prismatic alignment that makes them so ineffective, but
it doesn't matter. The Corruptors all died to storms above anything else. The Zergling counterattack was cute, but it took down a gateway and a cannon. Again, these have nothing to them. GG is going to be called, and game number 2 will go in the favor of Caliber.
Ooh.
The nice thing, though,
that was a nice game, though. Yeah, I mean,
that was well played by Caliber. It was an awkward opening out of Noregret, but I think even off that weird opening, he still macroed out of it not too poorly.
That's what I was saying. Like, it was definitely there. You know, it's just once again some questionable things. Like Fog even last series with the Broodlords, and I guess man, second time seeing the Broodlords is just not getting anything done. Not even something. Literally, I don't think any Broodlords have done anything today. Not a single Broodlord as not getting.
They have their place, but it's not the way they've been used so far. Anyways, guys.